story is there to be seen. We've won many victories and we've suffered defeats. But as I turn through the pages and look back through time, there's one single question stands out in my mind. Today we may prosper, today we live free, but if it weren't for the Union, where would we be?
It's a great honour to have 300 delegates from 15 countries in this, the third Mining and Maritime International Seminar. And for those who have been to the previous two, they are great events. They are truly inspiring and they do grow better each time. I want to introduce Aunt Sylvia, who will make the formal welcome to country on behalf of the local Eora people.
I really have to congratulate you for having our people here today. It doesn't happen very often. You know, the governments don't say, well, bring them along, and I think it's wonderful what you did. But without further ado, I'd like to give a sincere and warm welcome to the land of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. I'd like to give a special, sincere and warm welcome to people that are here from other countries. Welcome to our land. Welcome to Australia.
It was a great day when finally, on the 13th of February this year, that our government made a formal apology to the stolen generations, and that really has taken relations in this country a great step forward. This conference has, for the first time, included representatives from China, and I'd like to make special mention of those comrades from the All China Federation, the Construction and Seamen's Union, and the Mining and Energy Union. Welcome. Our special guest today, Maxine McHugh, who's the member for Bennelong. Maxine made the decision to run as the Labor Party candidate in the Prime Minister's seat before Maxine performed her giant killing act in November last year. Only one Prime Minister had ever lost their seat at a federal election, because ours is not a presidential system. You've got to get elected to Parliament. And that was way back in 1929. And there are great similarities, because in 1929 we were in the midst of the most violent industrial conflict this country has seen, and that was the Rothbury lockout. And that involved our union, the Coal Miners' Union. The federal Conservative government in 1929 responded to that lockout with a promise to abolish the industrial relations system. And so the election in 1929 was the last time that industrial relations was a big election issue. And what happened in 1929? The Prime Minister, a fellow called Stanley Melbourne Bruce, lost his seat. And it hadn't happened again until 2007, when John Howard made industrial relations and workers' living standards an election issue yet again, and we got the same result. And we got it with a fantastic candidate who's become a national hero. It's my great pleasure to introduce to you Maxine McHugh, the member for Bennelong.
The party backed me. They backed me and they resourced my campaign, and the trade union movement backed me. And I'd have to say the branches in that area, who I think had felt so defeated for many years, were just thrilled at the prospect of a real contest. But my own thinking about this was critical. I never ever treated the 2007 campaign as a dress rehearsal for a real tilt at a by-election. That was never part of my thinking. I didn't know I would win on the night of the 24th, but I set out to win. The 2007 campaign convinced me there is a great reservoir of goodwill in this country that lies untapped beneath the surface of our national life, and smart governments will find ways to liberate and direct it. That is our challenge. And on that note, it's my very great pleasure to declare open the 3rd Pacific Rim Mining and Maritime Seminar. Good luck with your future discussions. Thank you.
When we find ourselves in this 2 days, when we have those decisions to bring Africa back into the world economy, to liberate women once and for all, to deal with racism within our workplace, to combine workers and make them understand that they are the future, their voice, their organisation, their willingness, their determination. When we make those decisions, we can then get on and live a life that is denied these people that seek to oppose us, and a life of honesty, a real life, a working life. Good luck in your considerations.
Maxine McHugh, who I've known from childhood. We grew up on the same street in Brisbane, and know her family. It's good to catch up with Maxine again. She spoke very well.
Globalising Solidarity, and we believe that by doing that we are making a big political statement, and our employers will be seeing us as very serious, and they will take us very serious to the best of our ability.
I actually had the privilege of attending the Los Angeles and the inaugural one at Newcastle. So great to see a few faces again from our comrades around the world.
Mines, ports, and transportation networks are expanding as greedy corporations attempt to take maximum advantage of the resource boom. Corporations are larger and more vicious, and the national governments are putting the interests of global corporations ahead of their own citizens. Cross-border union solidarity is fundamental to give globalization a human face and reasserting control over what were, for most part, national companies. Still, bad as it seems, globalization has also created opportunities for unions because production supply chains are now global.
If we are to actually build the world that we want to achieve, a just, fair world with rights for all working people, then we must build a global organising model. No union can operate in isolation at a local level or a national level or even an international level, that we need to operate both internationally across unions and drive it all the way down from the top and all the way up from the bottom.
The ITF has been involved in globalisation for a long time because the flag of convenience system in the shipping industry, which is way over 50 years old already, was the first way in which capital could slip the chains of trade unions, slip the chains of national regulation and move from one country to another. The only difference today is that the maritime industry, if you like, started this process, but now the world of global capital is everywhere.
We have with us today Tom McMahon, who's the oldest living veteran from the Rothbury lockout.
We all went out in buses and cars and everything. Right opposite the coal mine, across the road, there was a great big empty paddock and houses right up at the top. And that's where Brown got shot, way up there. We didn't know he was shot dead until after. We knew he was taken away. We didn't get no word back there because we all went home after that. And there was Jackson Brown. He lived on Aberdeen Road. And he got a bullet lodged in his spine. And he was an old man when he died, when he still had that bullet in his back.
Tommy has lived through 2 world wars and the Great Depression. He was in the 1929 lockout at Rothbury at 17 years of age. He was in the 1949 coal strike and is active today at 96. I'm 86 years of age. Tommy is a lot older, and he is an inspiration to people like myself.